All right, everyone, we are in Ark Survival Evolved. Wanted to check this title out at 4K with the 5070 Ti. Ark Ascended is still running pretty rough, so we're going to go down and check this game out at 4K. Seems to run pretty well. We've got some settings and some things we can do to make it run really well at 4K on this card. As you can see now, low settings has a lot to be desired. It kind of looks like yeah, some really bad pop in there, but let's just make this a lot better by going to medium at least and see how we do there. All right, so now we have a pretty rudimentary upscaler here, so we're going to turn that off. So this is back to 100%, and that gives us a lot more detail and a lot less pop in. That's the main thing here. So we're at 110 FPS here, and for the most part, though, we have you know, a nice running title here. The frame time graph is very flat, and we're at 6.7 gigs of allocated VRAM here. I'm just going to rest and probably fight. Yeah, I'm going to die. So that was medium setting. So now we're on this starting beach area, and it tends to be a little safer, but we'll see. All right, so let's just keep on going through here, try to get over to this side of the beach. And we're going to turn on the high setting. So let's go to high and then turn that upscaling back off. All right, so we're going to apply that and see what our frame rate's doing now. And as far as the VRAM goes, we are at 6.9 gigs and 70 FPS here with no upscaling at all. All right, so let's look at some of these areas over here. Then we'll kick it over to Epic. This is probably going to be a shorter video just because we don't have a whole lot of settings to play with on this particular title. It's currently disabled, frame gen and stuff like that. For whatever reason, they've taken it away at the time of this recording. So if that ever comes back, maybe we'll look at it again. But I don't think it necessarily needs it too terribly much. It's running pretty well. Running a heck of a lot better than Ascended was, for sure. All right, so let's just jump in here. And we've got some settings, too, that we'll go through at the very end. Now, windowed full screen, that was the only way I could get it to work, so it's not full screen. But, you know, something's better than nothing. So upscaling, turned off again, Epic settings. So that's going to give us a lot more detail. All right, so let's resume. So we're at 50 FPS, 48 or so. We're starting to get, you know, to the point where some upscaling would be beneficial, especially once we kick on some of those like really demanding settings. The water and everything looks so good, though. I mean, this game really is quite nice looking. So let's just try to get over here to this little outcrop rock here. I'm trying to not die over and over. But anyway, we're at 83 FPS. Might have to go to the jungle area just to get some more numbers here. But as I look at that jungle, it goes down to 55. As I look out here, of course, it goes way up. There's no assets out there. So that tells me that we definitely need to have some foliage around and stuff like that. I really hope that I don't get attacked in this water as well. All right, so we're at 48 FPS, 7.2 gigs of allocated VRAM. So our VRAM's looking just fine. Everything's looking okay, except for, you know, the frame rate is probably going to start getting hit pretty hard here, especially once we get over to this, you know, more densely populated area with foliage, and especially live foliage that, you know, tends to move in the wind. That can be a little bit more demanding. So, you know, I'm just going to try to avoid dinosaurs and anything that will murder me. But right now we are at 50 FPS and we're up here in the thick of it. So let's just get over here and get some good numbers. All right. So yeah, we're looking at 46, 47 FPS. Now, when I turn on this distance field ambient occlusion, it's going to really hurt our frame rate. But that was, you know, kind of how I want to just kind of like take it all the way to the max for you guys and just kind of get like the most optimistic number when it comes to upscaling. All right, so we're at 51, 50, 43 FPS here. Now, 43 FPS is a little on the lower side, but this game is obviously not the quickest So it's not awful, but you know, for a 5070, I would like to definitely see a little bit more performance. But with this game not having DLSS at the moment and no frame generation, we're going to have to just kind of rely on just upscaling. I don't really know how else to put it. So it's kind of weird though. So we're at 42 FPS here. And you have to come in here and just play with this. There's no number or anything. You just like mess with it and apply it and watch your numbers go up and down here. So, you know, I'm assuming that this right here would be about a quality upscale that gets you right above 60 comfortably. So about here is where I would probably recommend playing if you really want to just max this thing out. And it does look fine. It looks, you know, pretty good still. Now it's not like DLSS or any of like the technologies. It's just upscale. So it's just kind of like a thing that you just have to like keep in mind. It's not going to have that polish that DLSS does, but it does perform well. Looks good. We're in the 80s, 78, 75. Now, if you really just want to, you know, get the most performance and still look good, I would probably come in here and just turn off these ambient occlusions and apply that. That's going to give you a custom frame rate or a custom setting. It's going to say custom here. But when you apply that, you're going to have around a 60 FPS experience. And it's going to be pretty smooth. And you're not going to have to rely on so much upscaling. It does make it look quite nice. Again, just because you're not using DLSS. You're just using like a native base kind of upscale thing. I don't even know what you would call that, but that's what you're using in this title. With that said, though, a little bit of upscaling probably wouldn't be bad just to get comfortably above that 60. So I'm just going to like tweak it down just a little bit and just kind of see where 60 kind of happens at. Okay, so right around there. Again, this is just a very like test and play kind of thing. So that's 59, 66. You know, everything looks pretty good though. So yeah, this is definitely doable at 4K. And again, this title runs exceptionally well. That frame time graph has been dead flat the whole time. And yeah, you can absolutely achieve a super nice, crisp 4K image with, you know, very little concessions. So if you like this kind of content, though, please consider subscribing. So we'll talk to you in the very next one. Thanks. Peace.